Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of our program Languages of the World. So it's a new episode and we've got some interesting stuff for you on this episode. But as our goal is to help you improve your English, so I usually begin by giving you some tips on how to improve your English. And the tip I'm going to give you today is about, watching movies, because it's important, as I said, that you listen a lot to English. And one good way is to watch a lot of movies, listen to the movies, and I guess it would be helpful if these movies are subtitled in English. So you watch a movie in English that is subtitled in English, and you can find that on YouTube. So just look at subtitled movies, all right? So maybe they are in English, so you get to listen to what they are saying, and at the same time you have the words written, because some people find it hard to understand English when it is spoken, because sometimes also people who speak it belong to different cultures, belong to different countries, and they may have different accents. So it's very important for you to do that in order to improve your English, and also in order to get used to the different accents that people use all over the world. Of course, English is spoken in so many different countries, and even in each and every country there are different accents and dialects. So it's important for you to be able to understand that, and that will help you a lot in improving your English. Another thing you could do is also watching movies in other languages subtitled in English. So, for example, have you ever tried watching movies from other countries like Argentina, like Brazil, like Austria, or Hungary, or Poland, or whatever? Have you ever tried to do that? Because most of the movies that we watch in our country are American. Or maybe British, but this is actually not very good, because you need to be also open to other cultures. So try to do that. Like choose, for example, write Hungarian movies subtitled in English, for example, all right, on the search page, and you'll get some really good and interesting movies. So the idea here is to get to know more about the world and about other cultures and about other people's habits through English. So you learn cultural stuff, and at the same time you also improve your English. I want you to try this, well, I'm sure that it will help you a lot in improving your English. Of course, some people say that listening to songs is also important. Yes, it's good and it's helpful, but it's not everything. I mean, do not depend much on that. Yes, it's good to from time to time to get some songs and also read the lyrics, get the lyrics, and of course this will help you improve your language, but do not depend much on that. There are so many other things to do, but to just learn English through songs, I don't think so. You need to do lots of other things, and I hope that you like the tip I've given you on this episode. But now let's do something different, and let's move to something else. Of course, we've talked a lot about idioms on this program, and let me remind you what an idiom is. Usually when we speak, we use idioms. That happens in all languages, all right? So every language has its own idioms. Sometimes they are similar to those used in other languages. Sometimes they are not, all right? So it's very important, because people use a lot of idioms as they speak. So the idea here is that an idiom is a group of words all right, that cannot be translated literally. So the idiom perhaps has a general meaning, but it has a hidden meaning, all right? So you cannot just understand it by translating every single word. No, this cannot happen. Together, it has a whole meaning, and this is what we're gonna see here on the screen. Let's look here. We're gonna talk about some English idioms related to habits, and the first one is about when we say, for example, look at this. Okay. Creatures of habit. What is meant by creatures of habit? Okay. This is often used to define all of us. Everyone has habits, of course. Every single person has habits. Some good and some bad. But we all have them, and therefore we can all be described as being creatures of habit. All right? So when we talk about creatures of habit, we mean that every single person has their own habit. So to break the habit, what is to break the habit? This is an idiom, and this is actually a very interesting idiom. All right, what is to break a habit? Imagine, of course, we here can understand this. All right, of course, you cannot hold a habit. You cannot hold a habit and break it. You cannot have habit and break it. All right, so we cannot understand the meaning of this by translating it literally, by translating it word for word. No. To break a habit means to stop having a bad habit. All right. For example, people who smoke may decide to break the habit. All right. So they decide to stop smoking. So when you break a habit, you stop doing some bad habit. So I think this is a very interesting idiom. And now let's move to something else also related to habits. All right. So it says here, by force of habit. So when we do something frequently, and frequently means often. When we do something frequently and often, like all habits, for example, okay, and when we sometimes when we do something without really thinking, then we can say that it was done by force of habit. So by force of habits, like you do something without actually thinking about it. All right, you do something spontaneously, okay, just because you got used to doing it. So you do it without thinking at all, okay. So this is one idiom that you can use. Like you can say, I just did it by force of habit. By force of habit. Perhaps maybe we say something like that. Maybe it could be like in Arabic when we say بحكم العادة, something like that. I guess so. All right, now let's move to another idiom here, which is also related to habits, which says old habits die hard. And this is a very common, actually, idiom. It says here, it is hard to stop doing something that someone has been doing for ages. It is hard to stop doing something that someone has been doing for ages. Yeah, and this is true. Imagine yourself having been brought up doing something, and maybe all of a sudden you need to stop doing this because perhaps you realize it's wrong, or maybe it's not suitable to the culture you have moved to or wherever. So in this case, it's really hard to stop an old habit that you've had throughout your life. But again, it's not, yeah, it's hard, all right? It's hard, but you can do it. Because they say, yes, old habits die hard, all right? So it means that it's not easy for any of us to stop our old habits. And in Arabic, even in Arabic, we say something related to this. It is something, for example, like man shabba ala shay shab ali. So it's like something you used to do throughout your life. So it's hard really to stop doing it. All right, now let's move to another thing here. We have another one, yeah, which is to kick the habit. All right, to kick the habit means to stop bad habits, particularly habits that impact on our health. Yeah, again, this one also means to stop doing something bad. All right, if we translate this literally, to kick, what is to kick? It's like, you know, to move your leg towards something like a ball. When you kick a ball, for example, all right, but can you actually kick a habit? All right, to understand it literally will not give much sense, but to think about it, so when you kick a habit, it's like when you stop or get rid of doing some habit. Usually it is also related to our health, so it's good sometimes to kick a habit, and you don't need to use kick a bad habit. It's understood. So you just, like, for example, when I was young, I used to bite my nails. I used to bite my nails. But I managed to kick the habit. All right? So these are some interesting idioms that we have for you on this episode. Let's now go for a break and we'll be back. So we're back and let's carry on with the idioms that we have for you on this episode, and let's move to something else. We're going to talk about success. Of course, success is everybody's goal. All right, we should seek success in everything that we need, in everything that we do. All right, and I just want to stress here on how to pronounce this word, because a lot of people say success or success. No, actually it's not success and it's not success. It's success. Success. All right? This is how to pronounce it. Success. All right? So the second syllable, the second part of the word is stressed. So we say success. The verb is to succeed, of course. Succeed. All right? And success. So let's have some idioms on success. And of course, we are starting a new year, and it's everybody's wish, of course, to do well and succeed. So we have here some success idioms. The first one is called to dress for success. What does it mean when you dress for success? You need to dress in clothes or such a fashion that others believe you to be a success in life. All right, this is actually important. In some jobs, they require that you dress well, all right, and always be elegant, always be to the fashion. And actually, not just in some jobs, but also even when you go for, let's say, an interview. When you go for an interview, it's very, very important to take care of the way you look, of your appearances, because, you know, appearances matter in such circumstances, in such situations. So, of course, you cannot, for example, go for or apply for a job or go for an interview wearing casual clothes, unless the job requires this. All right? So, but usually when people, you know, dress for success, they dress very smartly and they look very fashionable, all right, because this could help them succeed in life. Imagine, for example, politicians. If we talk about politicians, politicians need to dress very, very well. All right? So they dress for success because this is part of what makes them succeed. All right, now let's move to another idiom also related to success. Yeah, key to success. Key to success. And this is an idiom. All right, it says what? It says just like an actual key opens a door, we can apply this idiom to the thing that is most important to being successful. And this is really very true. But let me first focus here on the word key to. We usually say the key to something in general, all right? Because this is also a very common mistake that people make. Yeah. Usually say the key to something, all right? The key to success, the key, even the key when we mean it literally, the key to the door, not the key of the door, the key to the door, the key to the drawer, all right? The key to the car. I can't find the key to the car. I can't find the key to my apartment, all right? So usually say the key to, not the key of. Here we're talking about the key to success, as if success has a key. Of course, the meaning here is figurative, all right? So when we talk about the key to success, we don't mean that there is actually a key that opens success. Of course not, but we mean it figuratively, all right? Just like we say it in Arabic, مفتاح النجاح. هل في مفتاح حقيقي للنجاح؟ المعنى هنا figurative يعني مجازي. All right, so the key to success. What do you think are the most or the main things that can make you succeed in life? The key to success. All right, some find the key to success in money. For example, some people believe that money is the key to success. All right, or happiness is the key to success, or love is the key to success, or whatever. It's different, all right? Everyone thinks about success in a different way. But here, I just want you to remember that we can use this as an idiom, the key to success, all right? Of course, I told you that when we're talking about idioms, we cannot translate them word for word. We have to understand the whole meaning. And actually, we've given you here some easy idioms to understand. So now let's move to something else also related to success, which is to hit, I don't know, this is, if this can be easy for you to understand or not, to hit a home run. What is to hit a home run? Yeah, it says here, when a player hits a ball out of the reach of the other team. When a player hits a ball out of the reach of the other team, all right? They hit a home run, so the other players cannot get this one. All right, I just want you to know something here. It's written here when a player hit, all right? It's written when a player hit, but when I read it, I said when a player hits. I immediately realized that there is an S missing here. And this is something that came naturally, all right? I didn't think much about it, all right? I just read it when a player hits, although there is some misspelling here, because this is something that you become used to when you are so familiar with using the language, all right? So now let's move to another one here, also related to success, which says here, it's in the bag. It's in the bag. When someone is very confident that they will be, successful. I guess we use the same thing in Arabic. لما نكون ضامنين حاجة بنقول الحاجة دي في جيبي, right? Okay, الحاجة دي معناها ضامنها. In English they say it's in the bag, في الشنطة, في شنطتي أو في الشنطة. It's the same thing, all right? It means that you are sure about doing something successfully. So in this case you say it's in the bag. It's in the bag means I am sure that this is gonna work, or I'm sure that this is gonna be successful. So these are some interesting idioms, and you know, there are so many idioms that you could learn, and we cannot give you everything, of course, but we're just paving the way for you. So as you do more search, and actually there are some dictionaries for idioms, but are we supposed to learn all the idioms in English, for example? Of course not, but there are some common idioms that are used in everyday life. So these are the ones that we should be focusing on. And this is something that we learn as we practice the language. And when I say practice the language, I do not just mean that you talk or use the language by talking, no, but also by listening, especially to native speakers, by watching movies, by watching or listening to the news, all right? So you get to learn more idioms. And by the way, just like everything else, everything develops, even idioms, all right? So maybe some idioms get into the language these days, and they were not used before, all right? So when you are using the language all the time, you will get to know about what's new in that language. I hope that this little chat here, and of course the time is short, but you know, it's more about giving you some tips than teaching you. We're not here actually to teach you, but we're here to guide you through learning the language. I hope that you've found this episode useful, and we'll be seeing you again another episode. So until then, we wish you all the best. Bye-bye.